Still not sure why they bat Johnson fourth.
I don't know either. Or Melton sixth. Trying to spread out their best
Maybe
hitters.
so.
Yeah. From the ladders, the 2-0. Called strike on the outer half. Johnson, he's slugging 800. On base percentage, 491. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Runners at second and third, 1 down, top of the first. Harris's pitch. Called strike, 2-2. Zach's got the power, number 1. That one was in at 93. Again, it's a heavy ball. Branch on the edge of the outfield grass. Same for the second baseman, Black. Harris looking in. Here's his 2-2. Hit high out into right field. Park's going to hold it. Burnett will make the catch. The throw will come into third base. That'll be a sacrifice fly. Durslag in to score, and High Point draws first blood.
It's a win there for the Dogs. Just keep Murphy from scoring here in the inning. Could almost say that's one of those where the sac fly for the offense is you score a run, but also record that big second out.
Exactly, and if Georgia can get Simpson here and get out of this giving up just 1, it is a certain win for the Bulldogs. As Harris looks in. Throw to second, we got him picked off. Black got to hurry to third, throw to Alford, he's safe. Well, doggone it, that'll be a stolen base. Murphy just went the whole way. That's when if Zach had that to do again, he probably should have run at the runner. I know that's easier said than done because everything's happening real quick.
Yeah, it wasn't like Georgia really did anything wrong. Sure, it could have been maybe a little bit quicker on Georgia's part, but that was just a good play there by Murphy to get to third.
4th stolen base at 5 tries. The pitch misses down and in. The great Alex Goodrich. He is listening and watching down on the shores of Lake Sinclair. He enjoyed being here this past Saturday for that doubleheader sweep. Harris was 1-0 to Simpson. Change-up strike on the inner half. Again, let us know where you're listening from. David Hoagie says, go Dogs from Tallahassee. Kathy, Harold, and David Key cheering on the Dogs. You guys at the lake? Thank you, Wade Alford, listening in Tampa. Nick Wegman over at Timothy Road Elementary. Harris at the letters. Here's his 1-1 pitch. That misses down and in. Hey, Team Collins listening in. Corey's parents, Lois and CJ. Christy, damn good dog for life. Can't wait to see you and those cakes in Austin. Thank you, Micah Bryant and Elberton. Scott Freeman is working today. Jeremy Smith at Baxley and Dorsey Hill at Lake Blackshear. There's a strike on the inner half, makes it 2-2. Strap Dogs up in Toccoa.
Hope you're feeling better there, Strapper.
You betcha. Aunt Sheila and Princess Maya out in Salt Lake City. Wyatt Field and Pat Patterson and Mark Cook cheering the Dogs on. T.A. Wolfhound. 2-2 to Simpson. Murphy's at third, a run in, 2 outs. Here's a pitch. Swing and a foul tip. He just got a piece.
I thought that was a swing and a miss.
That was close, wasn't it?
I know. The ball got away, and that would have been a run scored and a runner at first.
A run in for High Point. Durslag got it all started with a hit, and there was a hit by pitch and a wild pitch. Dogs had Murphy picked off, but he kept going and took third base. 2-2 to Simpson. Harris's delivery. This is lifted out into left center field. A long run. McCarthy's going to get there and make the catch. DJ, that one held up just long enough.
And he got a great jump as well.
Sure did. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. That's be falling down a mountain and rolling down that fast. Here's Ryan Black, who's hitting .333, and he was the hero, DJ, with a great call for the walk-off homer on Sunday. Black takes strike 1. You've got Cord Butler on the mound. He's 1-1, 5.19 ERA, 8.2 innings, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks. Here's a 0-1. Black takes strike 2. Well, at High Point, that's the alma mater of one Tubby Smith.
That's right. The Panthers.
Love Tubby.
Got the Panthers today and the Panthers tomorrow.
That's right. Georgia State tomorrow afternoon. Here's the 0-2. That's outside. It is 1-0 High Point. They had runners at second and third with nobody out. You'll take giving up just one there. 1-2 pitch. Ball low. Let's set the High Point defense. Johnson, Melton, Murphy, and Simpson first to third around the horn. Smith, Derschlag, and Echezarreta left to right, the High Point outfield. Hilliard's the catcher. The 2-2 pitch. Just misses away at the knees.
So last year, the pitcher here for High Point, I'll give you his numbers in a moment.
Payoff to Black, righty against lefty. Here's Butler's delivery. Cranked out into deep right field. Echezarreta's going back. He's twisting. He leaps. This ball is out of here. It snuck just over the wall and under the scoreboard. Ryan Black, he won it on Sunday in his last at bat, and he ties it leading off the first this afternoon.
He is 2 for 2 with 2 home runs in his last 2 at bats.
He's slugging 4,000.
That's pretty good.
Holy smokes.
Way to go, Ryan.
What a shot. And he got it just in that little window between the wall and the scoreboard. So just like that, the Dogs have tied it. And here's Slade Alford. And see, what did I say? It's going to be hard to get one out of here today. Well, first inning. Here's Slate. Cord Butler's pitch. That misses up and in. It's 1-0. Slate wears number 44. Batting .347 with 3 home runs. Hey, man, Will Lawler listening in. Will saw him during batting practice. The pitch. Slate hits this one deep into left. Way back. This ball is over the trees, into the parking lot. Back-to-back bombs for the Bulldogs, and it is 2-1 Georgia. Black, the lefty, pulls it to right. Alford, the righty, pulls it to left. And with those 2 round trippers, Georgia's now out-homered the opposition 29-7 this year. DJ, feed the trees.
Feed those trees, and that's exactly what the Dogs are doing. 4th home run of the year for Alford, and that is the 31st of his collegiate career.
It's 17 for the Dogs last year. And here's Robbie Burnett as they shift 3 infielders on the right side. Robbie takes a strike. He is having a great year. Burnett is batting .333, 4 homers, 14 ribbies. He's been hit by pitch 9 times, 14 walks, 7 Ks, 8 steals, 1-1 the count.
Want to say hello to Robbie's sister Lisa, who's checking in. She says, "Sick 'em Dogs." Thank you, Lisa.
Here's a 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul tip. I believe Lisa does pharmaceutical sales. That's what Robbie was talking about that. And we were in Wilmington because he said their family, they actually have a beach house in Wilmington there, so he was quite familiar with it.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa.
And I would say a pretty good start to the season since he reached in his first 10 plate appearances. Goodness gracious.
Quite the start there for sure.
What a player. And Robbie's one of those guys. He can play right, center, left, second, short, third, you name it. And we saw him firsthand when he was playing for Asheville last year, hit 2 home runs here, and he's been one of the top impact newcomers in the SEC. Take it to the Titan Baseball Diamond Club.
That's our man Buddy in Flowtown.
All right.
Thank you, Buddy.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike him out. So Buddy's got alias Twitter handles. I love it. Joey Jones in Groovy Town outside of Augusta. The Fly Dog, Tim Powell, says he's chillaxing watching the Dogs at Bishop.
Love it.
Brian Kinney. Brian, feel better. Thank you, Matt Carver, listening in Omaha. Said he's getting ready for a blizzard. And I'm guessing that's snow, not a trip to the DQ. Daniel Jackson swinging a miss. Hank Lee is in Watkinsville cheering the Dogs on. Corey Gillen, Jordan and Kennesaw. The 0-1 to Jackson. Misses down and in. He had 3 home runs over the weekend, batting .323, 4 round trippers, 9 ribbies on the year. Aunt Billy listed in down in Florida. Shane's listing in on a flight to Connecticut. Here's a 1-1. That misses down the way. Here's one of my favorite Bulldogs. He wore number 3, the great Chip Andrews. Oh, Chip, one of our great punters of all time, said he's loving being retired, so he and his wife, who was a former Diamond darling, Paige, they listen to and watch all the games. That's a strike on the outer half. Chip was one of the punters when KB was a kicking. Thank you, Bob Saunders in Central Florida. Man, Rambo says go Dogs.
Thanks again to Aunt Billy.
That pitch misses away. Thank you to the Hug Dog, Jim Marsh. That's Chandler's dad. He's on his way to Tahoe. Thank you, Mark Perry. 2-1 Dogs, 3-2 count. Butler looking in. The payoff pitch to Jackson. Fisted foul, first base side.
So Jim Marsh is also high-flying Jim today at 35,000 feet. We got another one of our regulars high-flying Jim that's always tuning in as well.
And by the way, Chandler with one of the great defensive plays
epic
in Georgia athletics history.
Epic, not just baseball, any sport.
No doubt. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a foul tip, just got a piece. But what a weekend Jackson had, DJ.
Ooh, I tell you what, that's why he's batting cleanup
That's
right now. Got to get him in the lineup. He's Georgia's backup catcher, but right now he's also the number 1 DH.
Butler looking in, a good battle here as the Dogs lead 2-1 in the bottom of the first. A pitch. That misses low, ball 4, great AB. First walk allowed, here comes Phelps, who's been turning it on. Speaking of clutch, that 2-run homer to tie it on Saturday. What a catch he had out in left field with nobody out and 1 aboard.
Yeah, absolutely. And Trey is just off to a terrific start here. Masked a little bit by some hard-hit balls that were caught in Wilmington. But he is having a terrific start and stands in here following Jackson's boots, etc. walk.
Boots, etc. walk number 1. The pitch. Trey takes a low strike. It's 0-1. Boots, etc. Locally owned and operated, over 20,000 pair of boots in stock. It's a short 30-minute drive. I think even less than that from Foley Field up to Commerce.
Well, it depends how fast you're going.
That's exactly right. They're holding Jackson. Dave is so funny. We were talking once. We were talking about VRBS. Well, it's walking distance. And you go, well, technically Montreal is walking distance.
Everywhere's walking distance, just about.
Yeah, it'd take
you got the time.
It'd take a year and a half to get there, but you could walk there. 0-1 to Phelps. Here's the pitch. That bounces up there. That's a great stop by Hilliard. And the thing, too, about Jackson, so he's Georgia's backup catcher. He's played first base, played some outfield. He's what we call one of those fast for a catcher. He is 5 for 5 in the theft department. He stole 4 bases for Wofford last year. Butler from the belt. There's a throw over to chase him back.
By the way, how about these numbers for Butler for the pitcher here for High Point? Butler pitched at North Carolina Wesleyan. I believe that's D3. He was 12-0.
Here's a 1-1. Phelps shoots this one out into left center. It's a base hit. Around second, Jackson. Trey, he's going to try and leg it for second. It's going to be close. He is out. Good throw coming from the center fielder, Derschlag. And that is Melton, the second baseman, applying the tag. So that'll go down as a single. And then an 8-4 on the putout, Jackson to third.
So Trey now has a 9-game hitting streak, and he has reached base safely in all 15 of Georgia's games this year.
Yeah, I like being aggressive there. Hey, you're already up a run. Here's the lefty, Christian Adams. Takes low, 1-0.
So Butler was 12-0, a 2.42 ERA. He was the USA South Pitcher of the Year.
Wow.
So I know High Point felt good to get him.
Here's a pitch. That misses low. And High Point, again, amongst the favorites in the Big South. They've definitely got the lineup and hoping that Butler can help solidify this rotation. This is his third start. Misses away here. A little breeze starting to push in. Runner at third with 2 outs, 2 in for the Dogs as Georgia leads High Point 2-1. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Cord Butler, here's the pitch. Ball 4. Missed inside there. Good at bat from Christian Adams. Our second boots, etc. walk, and here's Nolan McCarthy. That breeze feels good. And light crowd here today. Had a chance to meet some great Dog fans from Warner Robins earlier today. Well, let's see how the Dogs play this as Adams takes his lead.
Powdertown Mark now in Athens here at the game today. Thank you, Mark.
McCarthy squares and takes strike 1. See if he might try. What do you think, DJ? Maybe try and punch one through that right side with Johnson holding Adams.
He's got a lot of room over there.
Breeze tossing Old Glory around a bit. Jackson's at third. Adams at first. McCarthy takes down and away. Home runs from Black and Alford to start the inning.
Jake Mosley's got him a nice office view.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Jake.
Awesome.
Says, please don't tell Dean Ayers.
We love Ben Ayers. Here's a 1-1. Bounce towards third and foul.
Bulldog Johnny.
Now there's a Dog fan.
Great meeting him last week. Asparagus William, 62 miles from Foley Field. Great photo. Thank you, William. You and your daughter. Appreciate that.
Good stuff. 1-2 to McCarthy. Butler at the belt. Here's a pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Murphy, the short route on to second. 6-4 on the fielder's choice to retire the side. You know, even with him making the play at second, that's probably a
great.
Thank you, T.A., William Perry. Yeah, that is a good view from Jake. B. Thurm, Chad Jarvis, Joey Waddell, Mark Andrews, Troy in Centerville. All right, here's the right-hand hitting Melton, who is having a great season.
The Smiths from Florida, Colton's folks.
Pitch misses up. And we spent some time with them in the hotel, waiting in Wilmington. Are we going to play? What time? What's the schedule? It's really raining hard. And Colton's younger brother plays for TCU, 1-0, called a strike. So the Smiths and the Branches, they're all over the place. I asked Colby about the family. Obviously, his younger brother for Oklahoma. His next youngest brother is a sophomore in high school. And then brother number 4 is playing football. From the letters, a 1-1. Misses away, and he said, yeah, he is the do the opposite brother. He said, but part of it, he grew up, he was just at the ball field the whole time watching his brother. So he says,
yeah,
he does football, he does theater, I go, hey, I get it. He was around the diamond the whole time. So he said he's a wide receiver. Here's a 2-1. Ground ball up the middle. Speaking of, Colby, 6-3, 1 away.
Easy peasy. And Colby's dad told us he was a tennis player.
He was probably like me. When I got hit by tennis balls, it didn't hurt as bad as getting hit by baseballs.
In fact, his dad played tennis at Oklahoma Baptist. So Rusty, they got all kinds of stuff going on there in the Branch
I'll tell
household.
you, that would be, I'm just thinking of a great, that's a 70s baseball. Here's Rusty Branch coming in. That's a great name.
That's an awesome
Great name.
That's awesome.
Here's the left-handed hitting Miggy Echezarreta. It might be our longest name of the year so far. The pitch, called a strike.
Yeah, Florida Gulf Coast didn't have anything too bad. Who was it? Someone for UIC maybe?
Yeah, they had a couple.
They had Pombo Nicoludis.
Oh, that was my favorite.
Oh, Tarek Thompson-Allen.
There you go, the hyphenated.
Yes.
This one's over but low. Echezarreta hitting .333 this year. He's 11 out of 33. Good numbers there. 1 homer and 6 ribbies. Harris righty against lefty. Here's a pitch. Just misses inside. Henry Hunter did a good job framing that one. Well, Dogs get the leadoff man, and Harris is now retired 4 in a row. Georgia with a 2-1 lead, a pair of homers from Black and Alford. The pitch. Shot out into left. That'll sink in for a base hit. Skipping on a hop in front of Phelps. So 1 on, 1 out, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Jake McCarter. McCarter's batting .296. He's got 2 home runs and has driven in 6. It's a 2-1 Georgia lead. And High Point won the Big South tournament a year ago. I got a good one from David Hoagie here.
I saw that.
That's great. From the letters, he said, just check Google Bets. If you start walking from Foley right now, you could be in Montreal by March 21st, just in time for dinner.
I love it.
What if next year? I don't think I can make it in 2 weeks.
Thank you, David. That's fantastic.
That's great. Thank you, Bonnie Lanier. Yeah, the Smiths, as David told you.
We got to get a clarification on.
That misses up.
David, how do you pronounce your last name? H-O-G-E, because there's the golfer whose last name is Hoagie.
Yeah, just let us know if it's like the sandwich or like the great rover and winemakers.
That's right. That's right. Or other.
Or other.
I got that the other day.
Could be Hajj. It could be. There's a throw.
The pitcher for Florida Gulf Coast Sunday, their starter, Chase, and it's spelled Kriebel, and there was not on the pronunciation guide, and I went down and asked the coach, is it Kriebel or Kriebel? And he goes, Cribble.
Oh, well,
so it says rhymes with dribble.
Okay.
I said, oh, that's a great way to remember.
2-0 called a strike. I think for pronunciation, get the rhymes with, if that
is
works,
the best
way to go.
Yep.
Best way to go.
Give me a rhymes with, and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a word I don't know how to pronounce.
I don't know that one either.
Then we're in double trouble.
We're in trouble. 2-1 to count. By the way, Dave, you've got me on that connections game now.
Oh,
it cut me up today.
Tough.
I didn't even get one.
Yeah, it's tough.
It crushed me.
The sports connections isn't too bad. Have you played that one?
I have.
Oh, they've got that one too. It's a little bit – it's probably easier because it's more in our ballpark, no pun intended.
But I knew what 3 were for one of the things, but I couldn't get the 4th, and it just beat me down. Then on Immaculate Grid, when the Rays were on it, I said, well, they ain't going 9 for 9 today.
Nope.
I guess to get 8 out of 9, I just went with the Old Faithful as the pitch misses way for a Ray and a Cardinal. I just put Edwin Jackson.
Yeah,
he played for like 15 teams,
yeah.
And he did.
Between Edwin Jackson, Mike Morgan, and Ricky Henderson, you got a shot.
Yeah. Mike Morgan, that's a good one.
Yeah.
3-1 to McCarter. Echezaretta's at first base with 1 out. The pitch. Bounce foul, third base side. And Colton Smith just caught that ball. I don't know if you heard Wes say that Colton told him on, hey, I want to go back in and pitch again. And he goes, just calm down. We're going to get you in there. Don't worry.
Yep.
We got to play it. He's just so itching to get back out there. It's great to see him throw over the weekend. From the letters, another throw over. See if they think about running here. That's what the Dogs are thinking with Echezaretta, who is 7 out of 8 on the year. Their offensive numbers are really impressive. Georgia's got a 2-1 lead here at the top of the second. From the letters, not going, 3-2, ball 4. So trouble a brewing here. That is Harris's first walk. Echezaretta to second, McCarter to first, and that'll bring up the left-hand hitting left fielder Christian Smith. He's batting .235, a homer, and 8 RBIs this year.
We could use the old double play here.
Not kidding.
Not being able to see in the bullpen, we'll have to get some help, see what's going on. There's Fireball Rodney and B-Mac.
Oh, boy.
Trouble of ruin.
That's double
Not
trouble.
just on the field, but in the stands.
Oh, boy. So we'll have Columbia coming in here this weekend. Get Georgia State tomorrow. All right, Dogs, how about a double play?
And it's David Hogue. Rhymes with Ronnie or Terry.
Beautiful. Ooh,
Love
Ronnie.
it.
There you go.
Thank you, David.
From the letters, here's the pitch. That's a wild one. My goodness. Well, now the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at second. So
And by the way, it doesn't rhyme with Ronnie or Terry,
right.
but you know what I mean.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Ronnie Hogue, I think was it 46 for the school record, single game scoring?
Yeah.
And, of course, Terry Hogue, that was their heroes and their heroes, and he was at the top of the list. And I did not emulate him in any way. I was not an All-American. I was not top 10 in the Heisman. 1-0 Mrs. Lowe. I did not have a 3.96 in genetics, nor am I a famed winemaker. I love me some number 14.
But other than that, everything was similar.
Chris Welton called me once and said, hey, how's the greatest rover in Georgia history? And Chris, I think he's making wine right now in California. From the letters, the 2-0 to Smith. Called a strike interrupted. Of course, the great Hogue was succeeded by John Little, one of our all-time greats. That was from Bill Krug to Welton to Hogue to Little. That was a great run at the rover position. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Smith. The pitch, swing and a miss, fooled him. That one, Van Halen diver down.
Yeah, man.
2-2 now to the lefty. You got Echezarreta at third, McCarter at second, Smith in the play. This is huge with the 500 hitter Derschlag at the top of the order waiting on deck. Punch out here. Dogs might just load them up. We shall see. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Ooh, just missed away. Payoff is due. Don't want to walk him.
By the way, our man Matt says if you're walking to Montreal, you might have to add 25% to your walking time.
Those Quebec taxes.
Oh, good stuff, Matt.
Payoff pitch due Smith from the letters. Harris deals. Popped up left side. Is a Park going to hold this? Slate's going to give it a look and run out of real estate. Getting the overhang.
Just not a whole lot of territory right in there. And where those seats cut in now, though, that has cut in to some of the foul territory that we used to have.
Sure has. Tell you another thing. I think we talked about this opening weekend here. An errant throw there, you could get a carom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for that runner at third, it's not going to be automatic to score if the throw gets past the third baseman. Here's a payoff. Called strike 3. Froze him with a change on the outside corner.
Beautiful pitch there from Zach, his first K.
All right, Coach Johnston. If this was an SEC game, we'd know the answer, but Wes is coming out. What does Georgia do with Derschlag? And Georgia might be going to the pen. We'll see how the Dogs play this. He's looking that way. All right, he went ahead and made the signal. So we'll tell you about that new Georgia hurler. Big spot here. Runners at second and third with 2 outs, top of the second inning. Bulldogs leading High Point 2-1 on